Okay, so we've not quite finished speaking about forums and more precisely student participation in forums and how to measure it, how to quantify it. In a previous video, we had a look at a couple of types of forums, both set up with different objectives. A support forum where student participation is absolutely not necessary, it's there to help, but we're not going to require students to take part in it. And another type of forum where their participation would probably be guided by a rubric because it's the space in which they would place their reflections on the entire course because it's an end of course activity and is in actual fact one half of the final evaluation. So that kind of forum participation is most obviously required and a very carefully curated and pondered over grade has to be given. Now, there's something also kind of in the middle of the road in terms of types of forum where participation is required because you want them collaborating, discussing, and so on and so forth, but that the kind of posts foreseen by you, the instructor, are not the mini essay sort, and you're aiming more for a discussion type activity where there's a lot of back and forth, and in that lies the risk of generating a large number of posts from each individual student. So the method I'm going to show you now for rating those posts is one which allows you to speed up the process. Now, before we look at this one, which has been set up with some posts, so I show you how to do the grading. Let's go through the setup from scratch. So we're going to, because I didn't do it in the last video, I'm going to show you from scratch, just remind you how a forum can be set up. Here's the description of the activity. I'll display that description on the course page. And then I'm going to opt for whole forum grading. Now, in the previous video, I showed you how to do it with ratings, where each single post has to be looked at and graded. If I hit whole forum grading, I opt for a point. I'm going with a numerical scale again. 100 comes out as a maximum grade. Simple direct grading without rubric is absolutely fine. I am going to categorize it because I'm going to imagine that it's part and parcel of that final section, and my grade book, I want to find it with the other elements in that final section. There's no passing grade. Passing grade, I beg your pardon, is just the set 100. And we're going to notify students of the result. Oh, then we go on to activity completion. And that default, very flexible one of letting students mark the activities completed as they please is not for us. We're going to go for the activity completion when conditions are met. So what I need to do here is change the required grade. I need to change it to whole forum. Okay, so that's different from the previous type of forum rating, where we opted for rating, the one in the middle. We're going for whole forum, and we're going to opt for discussions. I want them to post at least one discussion, and I want them to respond to other people's discussions at least a couple of times. I save and return to course. That's how you set it up. Now, if we go back down to the bottom of that final section, let's look at the one I'd already set up. I'd actually inserted a bit of content in this one. Okay, so look, here is this diligent student called Caroline, obviously a very nice girl, and she's written a post, and she's got a couple of replies, and actually, in fact, the replies are also hers. So if you look above the list of, because this would be the first of a long list, hopefully, of discussions that my students pose, there's a little grey button called with written over grade users. So if we do that, and then, okay, Nellie's not posted anything, but Caroline has. And in the same page, I get the 3 efforts that Caroline has put in. And I get to put in here a grade. I'm just going to give 100. As far as I'm concerned, all these things together are fine for that full mark that's required. I save, and then I close. So what happens then, if when I go to the grade book, I will find that grade. Okay, and now we're in the grade book for this diligent student called Caroline, and there is the forum that I just awarded 100 points to. So that's great. We've done that. So that's how that's been set up, and it was just one click, one number for those 3 posts, but it could have been 30. I could have just quickly glanced through them if it was a long and articulate debate that she'd had. So hopefully that's clear and useful.